Greetings, friends. It's Pat at Dancing Moon Travel coming to you with another episode of Let's Talk Travel. And I am really excited to welcome our guest tonight. We are going to be talking with our longtime friend and client, Jamie Graham. And welcome to you, Jamie. We're so glad that you are able to join us this evening. And folks, if you're watching, if you're catching us on an instant replay, we're glad that you're here as well. But welcome, Jamie.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. And folks, Jamie's going to be talking to us this evening, telling us about her recent trip and experience traveling to Greece. And Jamie, I was kind of calculating today, and it amazes me, but I think I must know you about 20 years now.
That's probably true. Yes, yes.
I can't even believe it, but we go back to when we were both working at a certain very well-known Atlanta law office, and neither one of us are there anymore. But uh, we were working together there for a lot of years.
Yeah, that was great fun.
It was indeed. It was a good place to work. But on to Greece. How was that trip to Greece? Did it meet or maybe even exceed your expectations?
Oh, yes, I would say it definitely exceeded our expectations. It was a long time coming due to the COVID restrictions, but we made it.
Oh, I remember we booked and rebooked. We had you on, I think, 2 different cruises, and of course, all of that got canceled, and so we ended up doing the land trip instead, and, you had a multi-generational travel experience on this trip. Who was in your travel party?
Well, I think that made it rather difficult to find the correct arrangements, which were perfect. And so my father is now 88. So a couple of years ago, he started completing his bucket list, and Greece was at the top of it. And as you may remember, he also liked had on his bucket list Egypt, and you and I made that happen. That was also multi generational, but he really wanted to go to Greece. And so there was my father at 88, my husband who's in his 60s, and then my daughter who's in her 20s. So the four of us went together.
And that does present its challenges, and frankly, Greece is not the easiest destination for people who are older and have some physical limitations and on their activities and things, but we got it done,
Yes.
and now you first went to Athens for a few days. What would you say were the highlights of that portion of your trip? Accommodations or location, guide service? What anything stand out about that?
Well, the accommodations were beautiful. We got to our hotel rooms, and I can't remember the name of the description of the room, maybe panoramic or something like that. The
Mhm.
entire wall of the hotel of each of our hotel rooms was glass, all glass, and overlooked ruins. I think it was the Temple of Zeus. So that was a treat we weren't expecting at all. And then the highlight, I think, was climbing the Acropolis to get to the Parthenon. That was what Dad really wanted to do.
And that would that I mean, there's supposed to be oh, this is where things kind of, unravel a little bit. There's supposed to be an elevator there for disabled people, and our destination specialist that we were working with over there, was excited that that was now in working, at one point we thought we had a private car and driver to
Yes.
accommodate everything, and we thought maybe your dad was going to have to wait at a cafe and just kind of watch from afar, but dang, if he didn't climb when the elevator broken, he did the whole thing, right?
That's right. And when you had researched it, and we were both very excited when you found that there was an elevator recently, brand new elevator. There's Dad. brand new elevator, and we were very excited that he could zip up there quickly, and we would just scamper up these. I don't know how many steps, 1,000 maybe.
Yeah.
It seemed like it at the time. And we get there, and lo and behold, the elevator is broken that very day. I think it had worked the day before, and so we went and did the Acropolis Museum first, thinking that perhaps by the time that was finished, we would be able to go back and the elevator would be fixed. And our guide, who you can see kind of the back of her name was Maria, she kept calling. She has the backpack on her back.
Yeah.
And that's my daughter, Anna, at the top waiting for my dad. My dad is the one with the white hat. And Maria kept calling, saying, is the elevator finished? Is the elevator fixed? And they kept saying, no, we're so sorry. And we certainly didn't want to get in an elevator that was not going to work. I mean, that would be worse. We get stuck in it. So we finally we'd kind of run out of all time and got there, and Dad usually is in a wheelchair to go long distances, or he has a walker that he uses, or a cane. And so we get there, and we're saying, sorry, it's not going to work, and the pavement is all kind of chipped in. I mean, it's a couple hundred years old.
Yeah.
So anyway,
at least.
very uneven surfaces. It's a ruin. And Dad, and so we said, well, why don't you wait in this cafe? We'll just go to the top and then take a picture and come back down and tell you all about it. And he goes, oh no, I'm going to climb all those stairs. And so we did, and total strangers were helping us. Everybody was asking him if they could be of assistance. And he made it to the top, and they found a chair, and then they found a wheelchair at the top, and they were so kind to him. And then I have a couple of pictures of him at the top looking very self-righteous. And then he came back down, and that was almost more dangerous, because if he fell forward, he was going to go down several steps. This very nice father and son, I believe that the son was a paramedic, and the father volunteered his son, who was probably, in his 20s or 30s, to escort my father the entire way down. So we were all there, but this very, very strong, professional young man from America, I can't remember where he's from, maybe Detroit, helped him the whole way down. So
that is amazing.
Everybody was just so kind, very, very kind.
That is amazing. This was a shot I particularly loved. This was on the rooftop of your hotel, wasn't it?
That's right. That was the first night we got there. Yes.
That is, I mean, what an incredible view that is, and the four of you there and looking down. I mean, wow. What else can you say? That was amazing. Let's talk a little bit now about. Oh, this is one more. I wanted to show this. That's just too. And these are all your pictures, Jamie.
Yes.
I poached these pictures. You posted these are pictures that you posted on Facebook. So
right.
these are not shots from some promotional website or anything. These are your own pictures that you took while you were there. So folks, it is exactly. It's not just promotional. This is what you see when you go. So, what about the Santorini stay? We had booked you through one of our favorite providers for that experience. There, we did a villa, Exceptional Villas, and that doesn't necessarily mean some 12-bedroom mansion. It was 3 bedrooms, right?
Right. Yes.
How were the accommodations at that property?
Oh, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. So it had a pool, a hot tub, a kind of a sunken living room, which, gave Dad pause because of getting down the steps, but we put a chair there so he could hang onto that to get down into the living room area. It came with a car, which was worth its weight in gold. So we didn't have to go deal with the car service. The owners lived right on the premises. And when we asked if we could get a taxi, because there was limited parking in the little towns where we were having dinner every night, and they said, oh no, we will take you. And so they came and picked us up and dropped us off, and would call restaurants and tell them that we were coming. The owner knew everybody. He has his own restaurant, which we also went to one night. So that, it was a lovely accommodation. The 3 bedrooms were on 2 different levels, and they were at the 2 that were on the ground floor were at opposite ends of the house. And then the second floor was above one of those bedrooms, but basically the bedroom areas were to the sides of the house, and then all the living areas, a huge kitchen, and they stocked the refrigerator before we got there.
Okay.
They
So
asked me for a list.
that's part of the service that I really I find that the service I just really can't say too much about the service of Exceptional Villas. They have concierge personnel for every destination. The specialists in Santorini that they know each and every one of those properties and special. What are some of the special arrangements they made while you were there? They said they stocked the refrigerator and
Yes.
kitchen.
Yes, we gave them a list of what we wanted, but they went above and beyond it and gave us all kinds of other things as well. And then actually refused to take any payment for it. I don't know, but it was their gift to us. They said, and then with the car, we could go. We did several wine tastings and drove to those because they were more remote and there was plenty of parking. There was the concierge who came kind of with the villa, arranged. I believe it was the concierge who arranged all of the excursions that we went on. So we did several trips, including a catamaran boat trip that was included dinner, and then we toured this ancient city of Akrotiri. I think that's how it was pronounced. Yes,
Somewhere.
that's one of the wine tastings. Yes,
That's one of the wine tastings somewhere.
yes.
I thought I had put up I guess I don't see it here. I thought I had put one up of the cruise, the sunset cruise, but I guess I didn't, post that one, but yeah, uh, I was I was just pretty amazed at the lengths when I started working with Exceptional Villas. Just every the attention to every detail and customizing that experience right there on the ground for our clients is literally I think totally above and beyond. Uh, was there anything that surprised you about your trip? Something you hadn't expected that really just kind of stood out for you?
Um, well, Santorini is absolutely gorgeous, and the pictures don't do it justice. Uh, yes, that was the picture of our last night. They did fireworks in our honor. We thought that was very nice.
That's gorgeous. I mean, that picture that should be on the front of a travel brochure somewhere. That is
Yes,
gorgeous, just gorgeous. And you just took that.
yeah. I had to take a couple before I got the fireworks, quickly enough that they hadn't dissipated. But the concierge made all of the arrangements for dinner, and knowing that we had a 20-something-year-old and an 88-year-old, so we couldn't go down. That was our anniversary dinner. Yes, they made those arrangements. They made all the arrangements for dinner, and that night we separated into two groups because Dad would have to stay kind of at the rim because there are so many steps. Santorini is on the side of a mountain. It's a crater of a volcano, and so we were able to escape and go down lots and lots of stairs without Dad in the wheelchair and all that. And he stayed at the top with Anna that particular evening. But all the other dinner and wine tasting arrangements were made with the understanding that he could not do the steps very well, and so they researched every location to make sure that it was accessible to him.
I remember, and they communicated all of the details about all of the stops and things. So, uh, and that having these contacts is just such a huge part of our their goal to us here in the travel business as we build these relationships with various providers. We work with them uh, you know, there's I'm here in Southwest Florida and uh, I don't have feet on the ground in all of the islands in Greece, but we have the contacts that do, and that makes all the difference when we're personalizing those trips and knowing these reliable, uh, domestic, what we call destination specialists, destination management companies. They are just they're the lifeblood of what we do, and it takes a while to develop those relationships and find those little nuggets, those pearls, to work with in the various destinations. So they make all the difference as we're planning our client trips, and um, one of the things that I loved most about this trip, Jamie, as I was working on this for you guys, is uh, as you said, this was your father's bucket list trip. He's in his late 80s, and uh, I have to hand when so many, I mean, but the vast majority, Jamie, people in that age category, they have retired, they're in their recliner. They don't have a
Mhm.
bucket list. I have to hand it to your dad. That is a remarkable, determined gentleman, to still be, I mean, climbing up the Acropolis,
Yeah.
at 88 years old. That is beyond amazing. But just working on this to help pull a trip together, knowing that he was going to be able to check this off his bucket list. Finally, we worked on this for I guess it was
About
close
6
to.
months.
Yeah, it was, but we started on this back in late 2019.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it's over
So
2 years.
yeah,
Yes.
we I mean, this was a long time coming, but he hung in there, and uh I mean, Jamie, to think that here he is in his late 80s building new memories, lifetime memories, and of course you and Anna also now have a whole new set of memories of doing this with your dad. I know Egypt was amazing, and I was, I didn't know. I really kind of thought this would be his last hurrah, the last big, and then he wanted to do Greece, and he's hung in there all this time waiting for the pandemic. So I am just, I mean, it's unusual and it is incredibly special. So, so what's next, Jamie? What do you wanna do next? Just
I don't know. He's making noises of other places he wants to go. He's not
oh,
quite sure where he wants to go next.
oh my word, I love, and, I think that is what keeps him going to some
Yeah,
extent is
it
having
is.
something on the calendar to look forward to and plan to and try to keep himself going, instead of just sitting down and putting his feet up and just saying, you know, "I'm in my 80s now, life is over." It doesn't have to be, and he's living through.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
he lives in a lovely community, but he says he doesn't like to just sit and watch the grass grow.
good for him. Bless his heart, and I just have a feeling that you're gonna take after him.
I hope so.
Yeah, yeah, really good. Well, thank you again, Jamie. I so appreciate your sharing your experience with Greece. It was really a privilege to be part of the planning on this and help put this together for you. And I will look forward to planning the next trip and hope your dad can do that again. And folks, if you are listening live, this is only applicable to our live listeners. If you're watching us on an instant replay, sorry, can't participate in this, but we're going to have our usual giveaway again this evening. If you just enter uh, bucket list in the comments on this on the that you see on your screen, bucket list, 2 words, you'll be entered, and I'm gonna give away $10 in Starbucks gift cards this evening to somebody who's listening live. So, thank you again, Jamie, I so appreciate it, and,
My pleasure.
I always love working with you. You are such a pleasure, and, we will talk to you again soon. Bye, everybody. Till next time.
Bye, Pat.
Bye bye.